YouTube has been able to give people money that make content for several years now. I've been making money from YouTube little by little for about 8 years now, and it's been a very welcome little source of side income. At one point, I was making almost $1,000 in a month from my conglomerate of channels that I've got. But I don't put much effort in. I never saw it as a way of a stable income. You're pretty much under the control of something which you have no control over, and you can lose at any point with no recourse. So I never put too much effort into my channels. I do YouTube more as a way to be part of a community, to collaborate with other people, to talk about topics of interest to myself. And generally some of my videos get no views. I don't really care, but sometimes they get loads of views and I get lots of comments, and it's all about people's comments and all that kind of stuff. And the money that comes from YouTube has been quite useful. For some people though, they have viewed YouTube as the gold mine for them to get out of their lives, for them to become super famous, to become wealthy and successful just from putting up content and becoming sellouts. Maybe that's another term that they're using. But there is certain cases where I'm quite a fan of this YouTube, this new YouTube adpocalypse, or the where they're the super demonetization that they're doing just now. So unless your channel gets over 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours worth of views in a month, then you don't qualify for the monetization program. And I'm like, well, do you know what? That's good. When I originally got into YouTube, it was just an amazing place where you could put your videos up for free to share with your friends. It wasn't a business platform. You weren't trying to make money. You were literally just going, I want to share my video with my friends. Or in my case, it was about photography, and I would be doing videos just partly to remind myself of how to do certain photographic techniques, or my opinion on certain cameras and lenses at the time when I was most interested in those cameras or lenses. So it's good looking back at those videos. I can go, so that's what I thought of that lens and that price at that time. Oh wow, it was only £300 for that lens. That's amazingly cheap compared to nowadays. And so on and so forth. And certainly like camera editing techniques and all that kind of stuff. But so many people have come to YouTube to try and get money, to try and get fame, to try and not have to have an education. And it doesn't work too well. Some people have been successful and made money, and the slight worrying thing is the people that have become successful, made money, some of them have become so unemployable because of the content they've put online. They are now in such a precarious situation where if YouTube demonetizes their videos, or they get banned off the channel, they literally have no opportunities in life. They are begging for inheritance to keep them afloat. A great example of this is somebody who I don't want to criticize too much, because I can't tell whether this person is ham acting or is full-on bipolar to the point of needing some form of intervention, or he is just having that much of a problem just now. This guy, Nico Cado, first came to interest years back on some vegan topics. Young, youthful, healthy looking individual, talked about the morals and ethics of veganism. And then he kind of went off the side there, started doing other stuff, doing all these mukbangs, just eating everything. He's gained a lot of weight, and he's I'll just play a clip here. It's a bit strange, and I don't want to criticise just in case this guy is full on having a mental breakdown, is at one of the poles of his bipolar disorder, or is just really worried about or really upset about the situation that he's put himself in for the money which he was trying to make through YouTube, a living that he was trying to make from YouTube. Here's a little bit of his innate ranting that goes on here. I don't quite understand what he's saying, but it's quite interesting.
Don't have ads. Tanner, what's his face? I don't even know his face. Some little rich kid, Twinkie, saying that he's gonna jump off the roof. That's psychological trauma to children, jumping off the fucking roof. And he still has ads, but I can have ads on 35 of my videos. And when I do get ads, I make I'm just done. I would make more money ads at McDonald's, and I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. The way you guys attacked Orland. And yeah.
So anyway, the rant is partly because he's now upset that he could make more money working at McDonald's than making a video every so often of him eating food and talking nonsense. I think a lot of people that work at McDonald's would still be like, I would rather have that life. That sounds pretty good. I'd rather have that fame. I'd be able to make money from just sitting and eating food rather than going into McDonald's and working all day. So there is still that little bit of self-righteousness. I'm more important than other people that goes on here. And I think when people are this upset and this complaining about not getting enough ads on their videos, YouTube's really just suckered possibly vulnerable people in and is just taking away their dreams going on here. So my advice, if anybody wants to get interested in YouTube, do it for your own purposes. Don't do YouTube to try and become famous, to try and become wealthy from doing ridiculous videos. Always think about your education and a career and your employability, your future employability skills, and your social media presence, because that is very important for anybody getting a job these days. Conduct yourself professionally, and maybe do stuff through positive collaborations or through sponsorship and stuff. But trying to get fame and money from just doing self-demeaning content and just there's just no hope for some people. I'm trying to think, is there any other examples that I could tell? There might be people that have just given up on YouTube and headed off and just deleted everything. I think that's what this guy is going to say. He's going to completely delete himself off YouTube, maybe to try and salvage some form of a reputation that's not just a bizarre ranting,
well, for you it's yesterday, for me
mentally breaking down mess on the internet. So yeah, do YouTube to share videos with your friends, to share ideas, to spark discussions. Don't try and become Insta-famous or YouTube wealthy. It can happen to maybe the top 0.001% of people, but you're probably not going to be that person. Take a better path in life.
With the half a ton of Milo you've just eaten, you're going to be fat by the time you get on stage tonight, mate.
This is the type of thing that would do it. For sure. I generally don't, but I would have a cup of it with some soy milk because I don't eat dairy.
Don't you? Why not?
Because it's disgusting. Sucking on a cow's booby is I'm not into it anymore.
Not even a bit of cheese?
No more cheese. No more pus for me.
How do you get your milk? Let's just double check on this one. In America,
Eat dairy.
Don't you? Why not?
Because it's disgusting. Sucking on a cow's booby is I'm not into it anymore.
If that's how you get your milk, I totally understand why you don't drink milk anymore.